But now it does say we're sending
they have
data.
the same screen that we do.
Oh,
There it is.
working.
Oh, wait, now it goes.
Yeah.
I want to see if it stays for like 2 seconds. No, I changed the...
We're here.
Oh my gosh, I muted myself on Discord as I was like frantically changing things. That we apparently my bit rate was set to too much, and Twitch was just like hemorrhaging the fact that I was giving it way too much data. And it was like, we can't handle this awesomeness. And I was like, okay, I'll slow down. This is never a stream problem, is you have too much internet. Usually it's people are just like, I don't have enough internet to stream, but then there's me who's like, I'm going to turn it up to 11. Okay. Well, hi. This time the technical difficulties weren't really on our end. We were just being too awesome. Okay, now I'm getting concerned because I just glanced back over as I was like returning off the dashboard, and it still said sending data.
Yeah.
So let us know on the
good.
stream. Hi, mom. There's mom. Hi, mom.
Mom.
Let us know if things take up today. I'm really sorry. We're trying to.
You're on campus.
Oh, geez. We're trying to figure out what's going on, but it's being silly today.
Yeah.
However, welcome back, everybody. We've missed you guys for a couple weeks. It's been, I was sick and out, and then we've got people traveling, and it was just a couple weeks there where things got a little bit screwy for us, but we're back, and it's wonderful to be back. Some people are still traveling. Nate on a damn boat.
Yeah. Hi. I'm on a boat.
And
On a boat.
And
If Nate's webcam cuts out, we have a special picture just for him. There we go. There's his on a boat picture just for us. So
Nice.
so yeah, it's been a little bit, but we've got some recap to do really quick while I finish typing a couple things. So we'll do some quick introductions and we'll let these awesome people do the recap for you. So we'll start with Josh.
hey, I'm Josh. I play Jaeger Hellstrom, a human alchemist gunslinger.
And Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Maxmiel, the tiefling sorcerer bard.
Oh, that's right. Everybody leveled up to 9. If you missed last week's stream, Sarah and Zach were in answering trivia about the campaign so far. And the last question was, can you name what a group of Biagi are called, which are the Fennec Fox people? And the two of them put their heads together, and Zach talked Sarah down from one phrase and got her to go with Kelich, which was the correct phrase for what a group of Biagi were called. Which gave them the opportunity, which gave everybody the opportunity to level up to 9 before today's session, which was just super, super fun.
Putting on our fun music for that one.
Yeah, it was impressive. It was like the most obscure piece of trivia I could think.
that was like, I was like
clutch.
drunken recall without being drunk. I was like, okay, he said it earlier. What did he say? Kalesh? Something like that. Sure, let's go with that.
Nice.
It was a beautiful moment. And it feels very much like if you've ever watched The Office, it was like Michael besting Oscar. Now Zach is the smartest guy in the room until Sarah takes him out for coffee and talks down to him, makes him feel small.
Listen. No, I
Whoa there.
highly recognize that I am not the smartest person in any room I enter. So,
Same.
We'll continue with introductions with Magic.
Hello, everybody. I'm Magic, and I play Tarak, the half-orc monk.
And Zach.
hey everyone, as you've heard, I'm Zach, and I play Doran, the Dragonborn Barbarian.
And then we got Mr. Nate on a boat.
I'm Nate. I'm on a boat. I play Soren, the half-elf blade singer rogue.
And last but not least, David.
Hi there, I'm David, and I play Batran, the human witch warlock.
So who we just had Sarah take levels in a new class this time around, was that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe.
How many more classes are you gonna add there, Josh?
7.
How many do you need?
Josh's got a plan that is
All
his
the classes.
underneath his box here on the stream overlay. It's gonna say human, alchemist, gunslinger, fighter, rogue, barbarian. It's gonna be like this long, and it's gonna take up the entirety of the thing.
Longest job.
Be one of
title
each.
ever.
Gathering the Infinity Stones.
Oh no.
I'm
No.
on level 2.
So we're gonna
Every
let
level.
we're gonna let these guys give the recap, so I can type a couple things really quick. Take it away, these guys.
We did
So,
Oh, that's us.
Why do I trust you people?
we are these guys. Hi, and previously with the Midnight Parliament, to everyone's surprise, the barbarian had some anger issues, and
No.
then we
Listen, what I did was out of a sheer sense of, I don't know, but I was mad and I had to pick a fight, and it seemed as good as any to go pick a fight with those jerks until wannabe Batman came along and screwed up everything.
Yes. And what did wannabe Batman do again?
Batman.
Wannabe Batman swung in and used his grapple gun on me and wonderful toysed me, and I'm mad at him.
Stopped a murder in the streets.
It would not have been a murder. I only
No.
would have maimed them.
Yeah, okay. Picking
Dory
a fight
never
with some
meant to
mages in the
kill.
streets.
And then wannabe Batman goes back
I
out
didn't
into the
know that
night
he was
to
a mage.
Okay, so Doran picks a fight. Jaeger comes, pulls him out. There's a little bit of anger, and then Jaeger goes like, "Oh, I know what I have to do now," and then leaves. And we follow in hot chase as he goes to be angsty and save a
And
shop.
brooding.
Yes, don't forget the brooding.
Vigilante.
Give us your best brooding face, Josh. Can you give us like an angsty brooding face for Jaeger?
No.
Okay.
I'm not a puppet.
No, it's
Dance,
for the
monkey,
recap.
dance.
It's for the recap, so people know what happened. I mean, it happened such a long time
It's for the
ago.
immersion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't show emotion. He always has his poker face on because it's part of the
Oh, there you go.
gunslinger poker face. Look it up, Valdes.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am
I'm
bigger.
sad now.
So through this, the party finds out that Jaeger is this vigilante known as the Night Walker, and he
Not
beats
the
up
party,
children.
actually, right? I think it's just
Most
just
people.
Max. No, it wasn't. It just Max
Um,
and
Only a
Max
couple people
Zorn?
saw it.
Max, Soren, and Tarak.
no. Tarak
Yeah.
went in his room, so it was just
No.
Max and.
Well,
We
yeah.
the
found out
conversation-
there.
You followed.
You
but
followed
Tom,
him to
you
that.
were there.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, but yeah, we kind of. But he didn't admit it until
Correct.
Tarak was already
Oh.
in the room. and-
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So part of the party finds out, and the rest of the party will find out very soon.
Yeah.
Also, where's the art
and-
of Nightwalker Jaeger? DM, you're so busy. I need to share this.
So, do you have like
Hold on.
the art of that?
It was posted. Sam posted.
It was in the
it.
Archer channel.
I'm going. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh my
I'll get it.
gosh.
I'll ping you. There's so
Well,
much
thanks to-
awesome art. Holy
Thanks
crap.
to Botrin, Doran was asleep, so Doran doesn't know squat diddly.
And yeah, so some people find out. Apologies, the party does not find out. That's why we're doing this together, guys. And
The players
then-
have known for months, but the party is just
Yeah,
finding out.
There you go. I added you.
And there's some inter-party conflict at the very end with this everything going on.
Yeah, tell
it's
us about
very-
that, Max.
Max is very sad and disappointed in Jaeger and the lack of communication towards the rest of the party because Jaeger had some important information that she really would have liked to know.
Mm-hmm.
In
Pertinent
fact,
information driving the party to somewhere called Eterna to find certain people that have been taken from them. Huh?
and
Any
What we
any
didn't
connection
see.
between it?
Max was
have
so
known.
upset that she gave back the Midnight Parliament necklace.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You take this and choke on it. Ugh.
It's more of give that back when you're a real part of the group. I think that's close to what she said. She was upset.
And then we saw Turok's cousin, uncle.
Cousin. The uncle is.
Oh, that's right. He's dead. Sorry.
No, yeah.
Yeah, we saw her.
That
That was the thing that we didn't see, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't see that she walks into the throne room and is like, "Hey, I brought this."
right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
With a certain coincidentally similar-looking tiefling that we don't know anything about.
Yeah.
Mm.
And also,
Man.
Doran needs to quickly change his look before we try to like leave the tavern tomorrow.
Spider door.
I apologize. I'm trying to get the
Spider Dorn does whatever Dorn does.
I'm trying to get the Nightwalker Jaeger image. There it is. On stream. There we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, there's Nightwalker Jaeger.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
We love to see it. Yeah, I think I remember you showed me that one quite a while ago, and I knew it was gonna take me forever to find it because it's one of the pieces that I didn't get shared or saved properly. Now I'm busy fixing other things, but so oh my goodness gracious, let me. Things are being annoying, and I apologize that things are being annoying to me. But I'm working on it.
Tell them to stop it.
You know what? It's the computer, and I know how to tell it to stop it, but it is just being the meanest to me right now because it's like, hey, you've had a rough day. I'm gonna make it extra rough on you by not letting this art work exactly where you want it to. God bless America. Anyhow, we will open up then. Unless anybody had anything pressing the night of, I think the sass was said, the gauntlets were thrown down, and people all just kind of went off their own ways to go to sleep. So, did anybody have anything they wanted to bring up night of? Besides night walkers who do terrible... No, go ahead, Josh. I'm just joking.
Just for clarity's sakes, since level up, I had more reagents, so I made extra potions. And I made extra bombs.
Okay.
Because I get stuff every time I level up.
You do. You do get stuff when you level up. Did anybody else have anything night before the day sailing into Basat?
I am long resting comfortably thanks to Batran's sleep magic.
You do get a long rest. And the unrevealed bonus to Batran's sleep magic that I didn't even tell Batran of, Doran, you get a D8 of temporary hit points from Batran, putting you into a ultra restful sleep.
Oh,
nice.
So you can roll a.
I'm immune to that.
You can roll a D8 and take those as temporary hit points. It's actually anybody who is visited by Batran during a long rest, which their characters don't really figure out that it's Batran. They get a D8 of restful sleep time.
Woo, 6 temp HP.
6 temp HP.
All
Nice.
right.
I'm just going through fixing some stuff here. Okay. So the next morning, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First one up is going to be Turok. You're first one to come down to the Cloud's Embrace in the tavern, but you know that for most people, or for a few of the people, it was a pretty busy night. For a couple of people, they may not have any idea what's going on, but Turok, you are the first that awakes the next day, whether it's just the decades of training or something at the back of your mind bothering you about what happened last night. But you're first awake. What would you like to do in the morning?
Well, Turok is still pretty upset about what happened last night, so he's going to spend some more time meditating, trying to tell himself that that it surely can't be quite as bad as he remembered, and that when when everybody gets together, and we'll be able to resolve everything that that may have occurred. So he's going to try to the new day as it comes, without any sort of prejudices, and after the meditation and sort of centering and calming himself, he's going to go downstairs and just see if anybody else is up, and if not, he's going to just have breakfast.
Were you guys sharing bunks? I can't recall. I think the Clouds
yeah.
and
We're in
Bracy.
rooms, yeah.
Who did you guys share rooms with? Who was in the room share?
I think I was with Turok.
Oh, you okay?
Usually the Bash brothers are snoozing together.
I was with Botran,
Yep.
Yeah, and I was.
but I
with
didn't
Soren.
actually stay in the
I
room.
think, yeah, I think Sarah and I, or Max and I were in the same room.
If you did not in Foundry click the long rest button, please do so.
Is that everyone?
Everybody.
My foundry is messing up.
Okay, I'll hit it for you. Not a problem.
Thank you.
So is Doran up, or is he? Still
Doran
sleeping?
is probably sleeping the heaviest of everybody, but you could wake him up if you like. But he's probably full like mouth agape, snoring in the background. It's
Nah, it seems
Little
like
wisp
the
of fire.
big guy. Yeah, the big guy should get as much rest as he needs, given everything that's happened. So
Am I
Oh god, I
rolling
just
it?
realized the face I made. Internet, please don't do anything with that.
Oh no!
Mm.
All right, we have very few internet folk on here to worry about. I hope.
Oh no, we have some artists.
Oh, we do have some artists.
We got quite a few artists.
yeah,
That's actually a pretty
Makes him going to
terrifying
be
group.
immortalized.
Yeah, that's the
Immortalized,
last
nice.
time that face ever gets put on stream.
Mhm. A little
If I get to
terrifying.
be a Discord reaction image, so do you.
Damn it! Now we have to go back and clip it and make it.
Nice.
Yeah. Side note, I think I brought this up to you guys. Make sure you're clipping stuff on Twitch, because I'll throw it over on TikTok and stuff. If you guys clip things that you find enjoyable, we'll add them over there. With all the free time I've got these days, we'll figure it out.
Totally. So
I
much free time.
I did also something I forgot to bring up in our players meeting beforehand. That I wanted to make sure a couple people were aware of because they had spent time in the region. Soren and Doran, the two of you, for the best kind of, and I hate drawing real world parallels on it, but just for the public image, not trying to condemn anybody, trying to stay neutral. But Arkaroth's Chosen is very much like the Westboro Baptist Church of Cyorion and are viewed as such, and you two would know them as such. And I wanted to make sure that was clear for the two of you. The rest of you guys likely have not dealt with Arkaroth, especially the Church of Arkaroth in Busat, and would not be aware of this. You two have traveled through there and definitely know that is the vocal outcry group, and they are very, very vocal and loud, and most people don't like them. But also, this would be your guys' first one-on-one interactions with them. My assumption, unless you guys say otherwise, would be that you guys spent time just being like, those guys are jerks, keep them at arm's length and stay away from them. Unless you guys have anything else to say about it. Michaela, go to hell.
What happened?
There's no new franchise opportunities happening anywhere in Busat or Cyorion.
Oh, I've heard about
Salt
some place
variety.
called the salty starfish.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Terrible. So let's see, that would be all right. So next then, probably to wake up at the close to the same time would be both Soren and Botran. You probably both catch Turok on his way out the door downstairs, because he did some meditation, but both of you probably catch him on the way out downstairs as he gets ready to go down for some breakfast at the Cloud's Embrace.
All right. So
Boat lag. Go ahead, Botran.
Botran just goes downstairs and sees if he can buy some fruit and some coffee.
Yeah, fruit, coffee, both available here. Pretty cheap. You're gonna end up paying like 2 silver for fresh fruit and some coffee.
Cool.
But Soren, you trail right behind Botrin and probably run into Tarak in the hall as he's getting ready to head downstairs.
Just kind of give him that look of like, how'd you sleep?
Tarak's like, well, it was not the best night, but today is a new day. So yeah, I'm trying to give this Jaeger guy the benefit of the doubt. So what did you talk about after I left?
A great deal that should probably be discussed in private quarters.
Oh, and Tarak
Or
kind of gives
later
him a look
this
like,
evening.
This evening.
Well, it's just we're about to arrive in the city and there's going to be a full day of things, but no, I suppose you're right. Might as well get it out of the way. Shit.
So, what is it?
Not my place to say, but I'll go wake him, I suppose. I'll head down the hallway and go gently knock on the door, see if anybody's up.
Yeah, at that point, if you start knocking on doors, everybody else wakes up. Except for Jaeger's not in the room that he left from Botrin.
Oh. Well, shit. All right. I'll just lead back down the hall. Yeah, he's not here, so I guess we'll wait for him to come back. I'm like looking around the room. He's not. Like, is his stuff still there?
No?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Shit.
Is the Midnight Parliament medallion there?
Nope.
Get a cast setting.
Nate, you're going in and out. Is it just for me or is it for everybody?
Oh no.
No, I didn't hear what Nate
Yeah.
added. I'm sorry.
Did you say you're
I
casting
just said I was going
sending?
to cast sending then. If
Okay.
he's yeah, if he's not in the room and if none of his stuff is there, I'll just cast sending. There you go. None of your things are here, and you are not here. Are you coming back? What's happening?
Strange. Yes. Coming back. I'm waiting for this store to freaking open. Taking forever. Trying to get disguises.
He's getting disguised for Doran. Let's just wait in the lobby. I'll go down and get some breakfast and coffee.
Okay. Maximil, you awake to a knock at the door. Probably after what I would assume was fairly restless sleep with anger. I'm not sure how well you sleep angry, but I tend not to sleep very well angry. And everybody, and
Anger
Doran,
and sadness. Yeah.
Doran, probably
That's
the deepest sleep you've been in a long time. Suddenly there's pounding at the door that wakes you with a start.
I'm
Mm.
awake, and he's gonna immediately roll off the bed into his morning routine of doing his push-ups.
There's a real spring in your step. I mean, you feel like you knock out like an extra 20 push-ups this morning. Max Bill, you couldn't do 20 if you think you could at this point.
No.
You're not having it this morning.
Max rolls over and puts the pillow back over her head.
So two very different characters join the rest of the group after a morning routine and someone trying to beg for 5 more minutes. Come downstairs. The very fresh and chipper. It's like a parallel universe. We have super fresh and chipper and ready to embrace the day Doran, and Max Mill looks like she got hit by a bus.
Oh, it's another wonderful day. Let's get some food. What do you think, friends? Huh?
Do you have any of that good stuff from last night left over? The
Third of a bottle, probably.
Did I drink last night?
Yeah,
I remember
you
the.
had,
Okay.
Yeah.
You had some like strong.
It was like
Vodka
spiced
last
vodka.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably about a third of a bottle left in the room.
Runs up to his room. I'll get it for you, Maximil. Hang on.
Mm.
Retrieves it and brings it back down to her. Well, never figured you for a morning drinker.
Yeah,
I'm
starting
not.
a bit early, Maximil. What's going on?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
That's the bard talking.
Is it?
It's already
It
started.
starts already.
Damn it. I mean, we were all horny for Gilla and Serene, but calm down, Max.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. So Max has now got a bottle of this delicious spiced vodka to go with her coffee and breakfast.
I'll mix it with orange juice.
Good. Jaeger, out in town, waiting for the shop to open. Probably around this.
Vigorously opening and trying to open the door, knocking on it.
What shop are
ringing
you
a bell if
standing
there's-
at?
I mean, I went to the one with the window and it had clothing in it.
Yeah, tailor shop. Okay. Yeah. So you stop at a tailor on Najim and everything is dying. Hold on 1 second. There's Visharn Threads is the place that you're standing at, and this older looking gnome who seems very irritated, still in what looks like pajamas with a cup of coffee, comes to the door and he's like, yes, what?
Sorry to bother. I know this is early. I have urgent matters. My boss is giving me the hardest time and spilt all the coffee all over his really nice cloak. He needs a new one as soon as possible. I'll buy it off the shelf.
As soon as you say buy it off the shelf, his eyes perk up. Oh, really? Well, I have a nice one here, and it's going to cost you 25 gold.
Is it big enough to fit Doran?
No, it's human-sized.
This is a weird request. He's a lot larger.
Dragonborn, Goliath-sized.
Yeah, Dragonborn, I think.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not good with races, and I'm not gonna ask the boss. He's kind of a hothead.
It's really simple. Dragonborn have scales. It's not improper
one.
to point them
That
out.
one.
Okay. He goes over to another rack and he goes, these ones are a little bit nicer for the scales. They have a leather thin lining to keep the scales from cutting the cloth, and it's a nice fabric. These are 35 gold each.
Barter.
Cuckoo. Hold on. I need you guys.
Too much gold.
Need you guys all to look at Discord. I discovered an amazing thing that with Discord Nitro, I have animations for when I react to the voice channel, stuff like this happens, that I can use the cuckoo meta from Critical Role and animate the emoji across my webcam when you guys are being cuckoo
so
meta. Oh god,
Barter.
good stuff.
It's funny.
Yeah. Oh, now everybody's now it's happening for everybody. Love it.
How do you do that?
Mine's the
The
only one that
reaction.
doesn't show up on the stream because I capture my webcam straight from the feed rather than the Discord webcam. Sorry, 1 second. I'm being
You're good.
distracted by the Queen of Christmas here.
Ew.
It's too early.
A second
Too early.
one. We have a Hallmark house. She said a second Christmas tree may have fallen into the shopping cart,
November.
which is tree number 6 and 7.
6 and 7.
I've
sorry,
already
what?
put up and decorated. No, my wife is obsessed with Christmas, and
Okay.
she wants to have like Christmas parties where you can go to each room of the house and have a different Christmas theme with a different Christmas tree.
I'm down.
Welcome to my end of year life. November and December, my free time is spent decorating trees. I've already put up and decorated 2 trees.
Nate,
And-
how mind blown to you right now?
Yes, she wants to one day
One
have
is a lot.
yeah. She wants the Hallmark house where I hire people to come help her decorate for a year. So
Oh my god.
it's the one thing she asked for
I
a
mean,
year. I never
To be
like
fair, had I the resources, I'd want to Clark Griswold the outside of my house. So
yeah. Like she calls it her Hallmark house, and I can't deny it to her. I love her to death, and it's the one thing she asked for a year is to have Hallmark house. So even though it lasts for 60 days, I still put up with it.
Oh my god.
Anywho, how warm it is down here. I mean, that's why we bring Christmas to the interior rooms of my house, because it barely hit the 50s in Alabama this week. So,
It's 34 here in Michigan. Nice and warm.
yeah.
We're getting
So,
snow.
77, Florida.
yeah. So, Visharn's
I'm on a
threads. You're on a boat. 35 gold for this Dragonborn cloak. I'm not going to talk about the Hallmark house anymore because it's clearly losing us viewers.
Is there anything else less fancy? Not looking for like scrap or anything, but like, did he just go to like the most expensive thing on the rack and just this will
Make
do?
an insight check.
Okay. Insight. That is a 9.
Oh, that's not good because he rolled a natural 19.
Oh,
I mean, this guy seems like he's opening up early. He seems like he vehemently wants to make you a deal. And he's trying his best. And you're just a man in need, and he's trying to cater to those needs. He sees you gazing out at things. He goes, "Oh, well, you know, I've got an older model I can get you for 30 gold in the back."
No, this'll do. Do you have one for my size? Nothing fancy. I just want to partake and be part of this. I only
Yeah.
have 5 platinum.
I'll 5 platinum, you say? I will throw another one on for 15 gold for you. That'll fit you perfectly, and you'll look dashing.
Sure, why not?
All right. So he goes and packages them up. 50 gold pieces is the price for the 2 of them.
I'm buying money. Okay, good cause.
He packages them up quickly and slides them across to you. And you have yourself a nice day. I'm going to go finish my breakfast. Okay, goodbye.
Yeah, thanks, bye-bye.
And clicks the lock close behind you. What is your passive perception? Let's
19.
see.
No, it's 20.
You feel pretty good heading back to place, and then you look down at this paper wrapping, and you can see that there's price tag hanging out of one of the vases. It's attached to your cloak, and it says 3 gold. You're about halfway back to the Cloud's Embrace at this point when you notice it.
Anger.
Blow up the shop.
Rising.
I was gonna say I feel a bomb coming on.
Of all the things going through his head, 5 platinum doesn't faze him much. But the sleamy, scuzzy, kind of gross sales guy thing that they just swindled me for, that rubs him the wrong way. But I'm on a mission, so I go back.
Okay. Oh my god, I thought I was like, I have an NPC die for no reason.
I was about to kick down the door.
So, all right. Well, you head back, and everybody else is enjoying breakfast as you come in about 10 minutes late. You got the rest of you see Jaeger marching in with a package. You going in the front door, or are you sneaking in the back?
Front door. I'm keeping an eye open
Okay.
just to make sure that I'm not being tailed or all of that type of stuff. Kind of high alert.
Yeah,
Never
nobody
putting that down.
nobody's following you through the city this morning. The guard presence is a little heavier in this area today. There's a few things that went on in this part of Najim Bin last night, and you can see why they'd be stepping up the security a little bit, but nobody's following you in particular.
Okay. In through the front door then.
Okay. You don't see many other people in the Cloud's Embrace this morning, but you spot your party all sitting around I say your party in air quotes after last night, but they're all sitting around a table having breakfast together.
I'll just go up to him. I don't mind. But I'll just put the package down in front of Doran and then unwrap mine, throw it on.
A large hooded
That was
cloak.
successful then.
Yeah, I got swindled, but it's the quickest thing I could find. At least it'll help aid. I'm gonna use mine and go from there.
They're oversized hooded cloaks that when you actually put it on, it's actually a nice make. It's not quite fine quality, yours is, but they seem to be a breathable sort of silk almost, that's got a little bit of weight to it, but it's dark, so it obscures you, and it breathes nicely in the heat. Doran, are you opening your present? Because suddenly this guy shows up with the present.
Yeah, I'll open it up and look at it and just say, well, if I want to avoid any guards, this should help.
It is long enough to cover you easily with some drag. There's a little bit extra hanging off the back end. It's lined in what looks like a very soft fur of like a mink or something, thin and tiny. But it seems artificial, like it may have been made for this. Because it's not heavy. There's not a leather interior lining. There's a very thin set of leather on the inside that kind of keeps you from cutting up the nice fabric, but the entirety of it, very, very breathable. You remember wearing a cloak of this same type of fabric when you were working on a merchant vessel a long time ago, when you had to travel through the jungles and the heat and humidity a lot. These things wick moisture very well. And yours has a price tag on it too. And yours actually says 21 gold on the little price tag, so it wasn't taken off, and you can see the price on it.
Well, listen, I don't. I don't know what to say right now. I'm still a little frazzled, but I will accept this gift under the condition that at some point you allow me to pay you back in some way.
I'm not expecting a payback. Yes, sure.
It's a karma thing, not a monetary thing.
You got it. I don't mess with that.
He's gonna. I don't know why, but it's in my head. I imagine him just like giving him a playful punch on the arm, but it's still harder than anything Jaeger has had from probably anybody. So,
like the Hulk punching Thor.
yeah, kind of like that. All right.
Jaeger
That was kind of cool how you swooped in with your Gigi gun. I mean, I hadn't seen anything like that before.
Avoiding eye contact from everyone. Like, he doesn't look at anyone in the eye. But the fact that he just said that, he was turning away and, like, turns back. Yeah. I had a bit of practice with it. They're kind of fun. Maybe I'll show you sometime if you want.
Oh, last time I tried to use one of those things, I nearly died. If it hadn't been for Maximil, I probably would have.
They're actually quite simple to use. I'll gladly teach you.
I vehemently disagree.
The learning curve is quite high at first, but it took me quite a few tries to get it myself. But once you kind of understand the mechanics, it's just point and shoot.
Hey, Jaeger, how'd you learn how to use a Gidget gun?
Fascinating, yeah. How did I learn?
And how have you had so much, like, time to practice with it? Isn't that an interesting facet that you may want to share with the group, you know?
Sure.
The thing was still up. The stream couldn't see it. I just had to click it.
It's true, Cass.
Nope. It was me using the
I'll
blob
do it.
sweat icon. That I got exactly. Oh god. Whew.
You want me to share it here out in the open? I'll scream on the rooftop if you think that'll help, Max.
I just think
Probably
it'll
not the best idea.
I mean, I know you work so hard to, like, keep it on the DL, but I think it'd be good for the group to know at least who we're traveling with.
I
Sure.
am very confused right now. What is going on here, Maximil? Why are you so hostile?
Can
I'm
we
gonna
dispense
cast
with
see
all these
invisibility.
secrets?
Yeah, can't we dispense with the secret?
Okay. I'm sorry. Did you say you wanted to cast see invisibility?
Just in case, because we're going to be talking about some shit, and I don't want people sneaking up on us.
Sure. You cast it. Nothing immediately around you.
Are there other people in the room, or are we the only ones?
Strangely enough, in the cloud's embrace, you're watching as you cast see invisibility. You see a couple creatures suddenly pop up that are bustling around cleaning things.
Oh, okay. Unseen servant, I'm assuming.
Yeah, there's some unseen servants scooting around, like cleaning stuff up around the tavern. It catches you off guard first because they're like cleaning some tables behind you,
Yeah.
and you hadn't seen the furniture moving. None of you had like picked up on it yet. Jaeger might have seen him moving a little bit, but it's seen stuff like that before. But suddenly to see three unseen servants pop up, these weird amorphous blobs of individuals just like scrubbing and cleaning things, casting prestidigitation on tables and stuff. We're gonna have new sitcom, Three Unseen Servants in a Trench Coat. It's like Norp, Gorp, and Florp on the Sunday game. Yes, Norp, Gorp, and Florp, three goblins in a trench coat that are chefs. They're three goblins in a chef jacket. So, anywho.
Continuing.
Yeah,
See, Max, when your family is abruptly taken out for no reason and your entire friends, families, and other groups of people in your town are kind of just kidnapped, taken, held hostage, who knows, sacrificed to the maw, you kind of do whatever you need to do in order to get them back, or at least try and find them. Like you may know, since we're connected now, somehow.
Tarak just kind of stands up, fast enough that chair falls over backwards. He's like, I'm so sick of all this talking. You just talk. What is going on?
What don't you understand? I'm telling you, my family was taken from me by the Ebon
I
Hand,
know
taken
that.
to Eterna, sacrificed to the Maw. I'm the Nightwalker. Is that what you want to hear?
Doran, who had been
Tarak.
like going to drink coffee.
Tarak picks up his glass and just chucks it across the room. And he said, "You what? You how?"
Unseen
He's
servants are
getting
like-
ready.
I click my belt
he's
and my
getting
mask
ready
comes
to-
out.
He's getting ready to lunge at Jaeger, but it's a good thing he meditated extra long this morning. And he just kind of rips out the Midnight Parliament medallion and he holds in his face like, trust is not bought by you attempt to buy our trust with these trinkets or this coat.
Wrong.
But you've just been deceiving us since the moment we met.
Wrong.
This
There
is
was
not
no
wrong.
deceit.
Of course you deceived us.
There was
You
deceit
didn't
at
tell
the
us.
very
You think
beginning.
how can you say you
Words
didn't
have
deceive
meaning,
us?
Jaeger. Words have meaning.
Where's your
and
sister,
therefore-
Max? What's driving
you
you to
didn't
get to
tell
Eterna
us.
2?
You didn't tell us
Doesn't-
something as important as that you're the night walker. What else might you be keeping from us? If we don't trust each other, we don't have anything. I knew there was something wrong with you from the beginning. I tried to give you the benefit of the doubt, and now we find out you're the night walker. And you're trying to tell us that you're part of us. You buy us these medallions for what? What's the point if you don't even tell us the truth about who you are?
Just did.
Yeah. You a little late, don't you think? Don't you think we should have known that from the beginning when you
Or
joined us?
maybe you should have told us when we were looking for him. Instead of having us run on a little wild goose chase.
That would have been a very opportune time, I'm going to be honest.
Sure. Put your feet in my shoes for a moment and
Oh,
try and
stop that. I don't
understand
want to hear that.
A
We've
random
all
group of
lost
people
something.
that we just gotten acquainted to is looking for me. For what? I have no idea.
To the
But yet
ass.
you try to bribe them with some
It wasn't a
medallions.
bribery at all.
Well, you are supposed to be part of us. Isn't that what it meant?
That was the
Back to the
hope.
door.
Gilla's standing in the doorway of the tavern, just watching you guys argue publicly.
Yes, Gila.
Not invisible, right?
Not invisible, no, just standing there. Doran, Botrin, and Soren, who all noticed this, she heard a little bit of this. Just kind of walks up slowly and sets a set of papers on the table. If you
Morning.
can keep it. Good morning. Yeah, if you can keep it together, Soren, you clearly have business not having to go through Port Authority, but you can take one of the side ships, not have to go through Port Authority and check in because you live here. The rest of you, these papers will prove your residency in Busat, so you can bypass Port Authority and get to work. But,
Why, even if they think we're dead?
oh no, I mean, the guild doesn't manage the Port Authority. I mean, you don't need paperwork. You still live there. You can prove that you're alive. The guild makes mistakes all the time. The rest of you, if you can keep it together and not kill each other on the way into Busat, these papers will get you through.
Thank you.
Good luck. We'll see you over there.
Whereabouts will we be meeting you inside the city? It's quite large.
Oh, I mean, I'll be at my shop. This is just a franchise. I mean, I've got another one in Busan.
Oh.
Yes.
So embarrassing. I've never noticed.
It's new. I mean, you don't spend much time by the academy, do you?
I live not too far away from the academy, so
No.
again, embarrassing for me.
The shop with the sign of the two beats reading a book, study beats. You know, the cute cartoony sign. That's me.
This Mother.
Yes, that one, right, of course.
Yeah, that of course. I mean, the model works. It's just I changed it up a little bit for Najim Bid. I just come out here when I want to get a little break and sail around the loop once, but I'll be back in Busat today. Hopefully you all survive this and make it down there. Oh, it's a marker on the
How
map.
dare!
It's a marker on the map. When you get
How
there,
dare!
it's
Yet
there.
again.
Study beats.
Thank you for these. They are greatly appreciated. And
Yeah, we hold
see
up
you on
our.
the other side.
Yeah, maybe. You know, if you don't kill each other first. But have a good day. Gilla in her. Come here, Gilla work fit. There she is. Takes off. Got her backpack on. Looks like she's got her traveling gear and she's ready to head back home. This is truly just a stop for her.
So, is it to come to blows over breakfast, or shall we discuss this civilly?
I'll put it all out on the table for you if you want. That's what you're looking for.
It's not
Oh, yeah?
divulging for the sake of divulging that they're after. They are open and honest with each other, as am I. That's what we are after, if you are to be traveling with us.
Like I said before,
We need to...
I will give you whatever you want to know. Yes, I gave it late. Yes, I was holding back some information because it was something that has gone out of hand for quite some time, and I can't trust anyone. The symbol, these medallions that I made, were actually out of the kindness part of my heart that I still have left, because I thought I could trust you. I can. You have to know that for the last, I don't even, 2, 3, maybe 5, my mind has gone in circles trying to find the 2 people that I had in my life. And time gets really weird. When you mess with magic, you don't know what you're up against. And I look to Batran. And I think you might be the only one that understands time.
I might at that.
I've been down a dark path. And the shield that I put up isn't to protect me, but it's to protect others, because I don't know what happens. With phenomancy, with this magic that we're running into, with the Ebon Hand, with Eterna, with time. I was just a hunter on a farm with a loving wife and a loving daughter. We had a handful of people we knew and trusted and loved, and they were all ripped out of existence in mere moments.
We know, we know you did not ask for this, but you need to also realize that we are aware of what we are doing. We are aware of the dangers. We do so willingly. We do not need protection or saving. We do what we do because we must.
The Nightwalker came from a story from a little girl.
Please don't use that word. Please don't use that word.
You're asking for it.
I know. Code word's something discreet. There are people watching us.
fine. Since the day I started reading about, I can't speak. I don't know how to like code things and make it sound like I'm saying things. The day I started working on these, and I just take out my arms and showed the crystals, was the day I saw something. But that name I didn't make up. I didn't create. It happened because I got angry and went looking for answers, and something else is watching me.
This is the first time most of you have seen this, and I just want to reiterate it. So, Josh, can you describe what these crystals look like in Jaeger's arms?
Yeah. So they are very crude and jagged in nature, but like cylinder, kind of like a pylon crystal. And they're both very deeply embedded into his forearms. And so it's like the skin is melding to them and fusing to the crystal, but the jagged edges are like piercing through just his skin, and they're becoming one. And from that, you can see the dark rings that is just like tainted, bloody scars form this like ink that goes through his veins up beyond his jacket, and you can see like bits of it starting to go out of his neck.
I would like to make a medicine check to see if I can determine if these crystals that are in his flesh are leaching some sort of, I don't know, toxic something into him that might be affecting his personality or his mental state. Can I make a medicine check to do that?
Jaeger, are you going to allow him to inspect you?
They're out.
Yeah.
Anyone wants to touch them.
So you can make
whatever.
a medicine check, and then based on how well you do with the medicine check, you're going to need to actually follow up with an Arcana check to understand what you're looking at.
And Tarak is going to be a lot cruder than that when he just grabs Jaeger's arm pretty hard and just brings it sort of to his face and looks at him like,
a 9.
What?
Or a 15, actually.
Yeah, really quick before you ask anything or answer anything, Jaeger, what does this smell like? Is this like rotting your flesh a bit and
No.
causing any pain? Does it smell like burning hair or old stale blood? What is the scent that's coming off these crystals jammed into your arms?
There's, I wouldn't say there's like rot or anything like that. It's more like powerful. They smell almost like how Max does some of her magic, is that it's like
Ozone
atmospheric
and
ozone, and it's like a buzz happens when you get close to them, and you can see like if you grab it, Tarak, and like put pressure on it, you can see like they glow deep, and you can see it almost like pulses in his forearm.
So with a 15 medicine check, as you're looking at it and Tarak is grabbing it, does that pulse happen in time with your heartbeat as Botrin's looking at this?
Yeah.
So Botrin, you know that this is connected somehow to him with the Arcana check of 20 and a medicine check of 15. This is clearly fused in some sort of symbiotic relationship with him, but you can't tell if it's having a positive or negative effect on him. But you know that just a cursory look at this, these are so connected to him that if you wanted to try it, if he let you, if you wanted to, and if you thought it might save him and you removed him, you may be causing more damage than good.
That's what I was going to assume, is that taking these things might end his life at this point.
This is really, really far beyond really understanding what's going on, but you can tell about from the 15 medicine and the 20 Arcana that he has somehow fused physical and magical in a way here. That
Does he know what type of crystals these are, or
you can ask him.
Yeah, I mean,
but
where did you get?
But sorry, quick time out, because I know I paused you right as like Tarak grabbed him and you were looking at the same time, and Tarak was literally asking something. So go ahead, Tarak.
Yeah. Tarak just kind of looks at it, especially now that he realizes that they pulse in sync with his heartbeat. He just looks him in the eyes and he says, "What are you?" Just kind of trying to keep the disdain from his face as much as he can. Not about the crystals, but just about this whole situation and how he still feels very deceived.
I don't know anymore. But I mean, human. There's no records, there's no research, there's no trail, there's no past. I only have new ventures on this, and all of the information that I've gathered is that I shouldn't have done this, but I can't take them out. Trust me, I've tried. They're stuck.
I think it will be a while before I will truly trust you again.
Having spent 30 years in Brundoinum's library, am I familiar with this type of crystal? Is this anything I've seen before, or is this something new?
Yeah, you know, I'm just going to give this to you for asking the right question. This crystal reminds you of the crystals at the top of the cavern that encased all of Kosova.
See, the story is Guer was a magnificent place. If you know your history, it was beautiful. It had everything that you'd ever want and more. All the research, all the power. And then it was gone. And these crystals, and I'll throw the bag again, are all that remain in Guer.
Could I take one of these crystals and do some research?
Feel free, Batran. Don't be careful. If you fuse them with the wrong magic, they explode.
That's all right. I'll take them someplace where I think they'll be safe. So I take like a handkerchief, and I take one of the crystals, wrap it up, and put it into my pocket.
Yeah, you have a small chunk of a Guer arcane crystal.
Okay.
So Thrag looks at the crystals, looks at Jaeger. So you
really quickly
require.
I know there was a couple questions, and I want to make sure that Soren got heard because I know his mic's just been weird. Okay, perfect.
So you require these to stay alive?
The ones in my, I don't know. Maybe the ones in my arms do not leave. These ones, I actually use them as ammunition for the gun I created. Now pull out my firearm, and it has a slot in it that a charged crystal fits perfectly in. They are conduits, and yes, I have been to Guer. That's where kind of I'm from. Not Guer, but west of Guer.
So these crystals are just the source of your power?
Source of power? That's a strange term to me, is my power. I don't know.
You said you have attempted to remove them, but were unsuccessful. What do you think would happen if you were successful in removing them?
If you can see, I think they're connected to my life.
So removing them is probably
might be some
not
sort
a
of-
good idea.
Do you think it might be some sort of curse-based magic?
No. Oh, yes, maybe. Like I said, there's no fundamental evidence of phenomancy. People have tried.
I understand.
It creates races. It creates unknowns. It's wild. It's catastrophic. It's terrifying, and it's beautiful all at the same time. I do not know. The path that I've found was just research from the names and the familiarity of things popping back up as I found new information just looking for my family. Yes.
Hey. Oh no, this
Oh.
isn't. This is for Ben. I'm sorry.
DM.
DM.
Yes.
So I have the journal from my uncle. He mentioned the Nightwalker and Phenomancy in this notebook. May I go back to that page and look at it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So does it make a little more sense? Did my uncle have any prior knowledge about the Nightwalker or anything in it that, like...
Make an insight check for me.
Oh, I'm great at those. 15.
So it sounds like he may have been on the right path, but it was from somebody who was looking at through the lens of the Nightwalker being a metaphysical or, you know, some entity that
Okay.
was attacking people, not this transformative effect of like what this absolute horror that this person could do would cause people to remember in some fugue state, I think, but like some waking nightmare that they experience seeing the Nightwalker being this horrible person. And you, now that you're like reading this, having experienced seeing what happens when Jaeger invokes the Nightwalker, we're gonna need everybody to take their headsets off. Except for Jaeger, because Jaeger's
it's
privy to
amazing.
this. Jaeger understands what's going on here.
Oh.
No. Max, keep hers on, because Max just kind of figured this out.
Okay. It's you and me again, buddy. Hi.
Yeah. You kind of have a clarifying moment where you realize something that Jaeger may not even fully understand, that not only has he crossed a barrier that exists between metaphysical and material, that he has invited something to cross that threshold with him. And the reason, like looking through your uncle's notes and looking back at what you've seen and the fact that you came under this influence when you witnessed what Jaeger was doing, that there's a power there that may not be fully understood by Jaeger, and that something may be using him a bit.
Okay.
But Jaeger's also at the same time controlling and channeling portions of this. So there's a lot of blurred gray lines in this that you're looking at, and now you understand that nobody really has a complete picture, that until you get whatever this entity is that Jaeger's able to channel in a room with Jaeger and sit down and like talk to both, you're not going to figure this out. Like, this is very weird and out there and abstract, and it's because these lines have never been crossed before. So there's a lot of people with a lot of pieces of the puzzle, and based on everything Max has seen and now looking at her uncle's notebook again, this is really, really weird and crosses some strange lines. And then everybody else can bring their headphones back on. I'm signaling to Zach, and Zach is like doing other stuff. All right, Nate's coming back too. Okay, perfect. Welcome back, everybody.
We're back?
Everybody's back. Okay, good.
We're back.
Hey, Jaeger. For my own curiosity's sake, I know I asked you about this last night, but when you went into, full nightmare mode, I saw something like behind you, right? It was this thing that had glowing eyes, and you were like, "Oh, it sometimes happens when I do magic." What is it? What is that? Do you know? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I can only assume. I can't. I don't have eyes in the back of my head, and I've never
Actually,
been
you
able
do.
to
That's
do
the
it.
problem. The eyes are in the back of your head.
If anyone will let me finish a story that may sound like a story, but it's the truth, the moniker NW didn't come from me. That aura, whatever happens, it's not me, I don't know what it is.
Wait,
No.
you don't know where that thing comes from? That's not your design?
I didn't design any of this. I merely replicated what I read, and it was successful.
And when you are this
Fascinating.
this other entity, are you fully in control? And do you remember everything that you do?
Yes. There's only one time that I don't. And it wasn't like I don't remember what happened. I mean, I clearly did it, but it got out of control. What you saw last night was me trying to embody that. So it was seen that the NW person wasn't with Doran here. That was it. I tried to make a distraction. It was stupid. Of course. But I have pissed off way too many people to bring that bad luck to this group of people. And yes, I withheld some information, and a lot of it because you're right. The symbols are meant to be of trust, and I hope to earn that trust back, but that's one thing that I haven't been able to successfully do in some time. Because it's a messy place.
Do you always have control over when it happens, or does this date sometimes surprise you?
I haven't been surprised by it yet.
Good.
But that doesn't mean... for the sake of this, I am me. It gives me magical powers. I don't speak to anyone. I don't see anyone. There's no voice in the back of my head. There's no other entity out here. That moniker was given to me because of the likeness that aura brings. And all I can tell you is it's close to power.
I'm merely trying to determine if you're going to be a liability to me and my friends.
You guys hear the echoing of bells signaling your approach to Basad as you're all just conversing over breakfast.
All right. We're here. Let's just hold this together until we can figure out at least the first thing we need to do when we get to this city, which is, as mentioned, find this blind prophet person. Can we all agree to that?
Sure.
Is
I'm a fan of
there
sharing the
any-
requisite details, so.
Yeah. Is there anything else, Diego, that you think we should know at this time, so we're not surprised by it later?
I'm not the only
He whips off a
person.
mask.
Let's go,
I'm
excellent.
not
Okay.
the only. It was me the whole time.
It's Pennywise.
It's Old Man Withers, the guy who runs the haunted amusement park.
Jinkies!
And he would have gotten away with it too.
Some meddling
There you
midnight
go.
parliament.
I'm not the only person out there or thing out there that knows this type of magic. What they know, what's out there, I have no clue. From me specifically, I don't know until it comes up, but I'm trying to be as honest as possible, and I know how it seems. I'm sorry if it matters,
All right.
or what it matters. But
Do you have any known enemies in the city that we need to be on the lookout for?
Busat, no. Well, maybe. Couldn't tell you. I don't know where they all hail from, but most of my doings have been in the desert. So unless they're following us,
All right, that's something.
we may have made something
They
of
shortly are.
chosen now. So who knows? But I've never been to Busat. I don't think the Nightwalker gets out that far. I don't know.
All right.
Well, with that, then, as you guys finish up breakfast and prepare for landing in Busad, we'll take a break. Oh, we're going to take 5 minutes, everybody. We'll be back on stream very soon. Thanks for hanging out with us. See you soon. That's the live one. There it is. I gotta find the live chat, and I gotta get the actual chat back into our little capture there. There we go. Welcome back, everybody.
We are professionals.
Luckily, it's just me you get to blame. I'm the only one that's not a professional here, and I'm running all this madness. So yeah, the bells go off. You guys finish your very moody breakfast. What's the plan? Soren, you're the most familiar with landing in Busat. You know that coming up into the harbor, there's going to be the primary lifts that'll take people down to the gangway to the harbor master. That's going to be checking in like people traveling through. It's going to be bringing in new people to the city. Really, if you're a merchant, you have to go through those offices. That is the busiest place. But if you're a resident of the city, you can jump on one of the skiffs, head over to the locals, those docks that you're aware of, the ones for all the local folks, and you can unload over there. Or you also have the option of leveraging Maximiel's royal status if you so desired. You could head over.
Nope, fuck that. We live here.
You could always head over to the high docks, which is a place for dignitaries, long-term leases, things like that. A lot more security on that side of the wharf, though.
Speaking of, what does it say my name is on the sheet that I was given?
On the paperwork.
Yeah.
That is a good question.
Oh, yeah.
Do we all have new identities?
You do.
Oh, okay.
Nice. The third.
Oh, hell yeah. What's my name?
I
feel like a Dan.
Say my name.
On Maximiel's, it's Talal Gardwill, and I will post these in chat for you.
Thank God.
Okay. Talal Gardwell.
Well, Gardwill.
For Doran, it has his name listed
Call her Tilly.
as Sharg Divista or Distiva. And just because I think Gilla was being kind of rude, Jaeger had a very interesting name. Zorlantarand Esif.
Zordy.
Who was in
Anyone should be Zordy.
Amazing.
who was in with
Or Lantern.
with his cousin Elaware Esif, which was Batran. And then there was the traveling half orc entertainer by the name of Oktar Tez.
Oktar Tez. One word or two words?
2 words.
Okay.
Oktar Tez.
Oktar Tez.
Call him Oktar the Incredible.
Call me
Oktar the Amazing.
OT. I just go by OT.
Except it's spelled with an A.
Oktar. I thought it was
AT.
Oktar.
A-K-H.
Like an actor? Actar?
Akhtar.
Oktar.
Oh my God! Darn it, Ben! You
Okay.
can't keep getting away with this!
Ben, just be real with me. Are all of these puns, and should I look for the meaning in all of these?
Yes.
Are they all puns?
Yes. No, they're not. Good lord.
Damn it.
She
I don't
started
think they
looking.
all could be. There's no way.
Generated names.
Nice.
She started looking real hard there for a moment.
I did. I was like,
The
I wonder
wheels started turning.
if these are any. Okay. So we've got Talal, Sharg, Zordy, Eolar, Eolar? Eolar?
On the,
Eolar.
honestly though, the one thing you do know, Soren, is this is just to get past customs, basically. This is
Cool.
just to get you in the gate. No one's going to be following up on these identities.
But it's cool if we could make a paper trail and it could leave back here.
It is.
So if we need to have different identities, just
Still just me, aren't I?
yeah.
Okay. So where are you guys planning on getting off of the ship at? Are you going to go with the dignitaries, the rabble rousers that have to go through the main gates, or are you going to get off with the residents?
We live here.
Residents. Yeah, we live here. We got paperwork to prove it. We live here.
I'm a student.
Let's see. Yeah, getting off at the residence. The residence ferry is heading over to the docks. My map is not loading because it's stuck at 99% because I have doo-doo Wi-Fi, but that's okay. I think we had decided that we're not going to register with the Adventuring Guild, right? We're gonna just be dead for a little while, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea for now.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh my God, we're huge.
1 second. I'm actually going to
I'm
pull
stuck at
you guys.
99%.
I'm sorry. Let me know when you're done loading. I'm going to pull you guys to the correct place where you're actually going to get unloaded.
You can probably just pull us now because like it's never gonna finish. for me.
Yeah, I'm loaded.
Okay.
Oh,
We're going to keep the game paused momentarily as you guys look out over now that you've left the tavern, you start to make your way to the skiffs for the locals, the people who live here. There's a couple larger ships pulling up alongside, and it looks like back on that area where the back lift is, it says on the aft part of the city Najem Bin, there's a lift with a lot of people who live here. So there's a couple lifts that are going to be going up and down. They bring a couple extra ships in, and you guys get your first look on stream, something you guys have seen before in character, but the city of Busat, also known as the City of Gates, a gem rising from the southern desert and shores of Kutala, a massive city that is a gem and a beacon for all races of the world. A mixture of dwarven and elven architecture and engineering with human ingenuity, the resources of dragons, and the cunning of tieflings. This diplomatic melting pot rose from an outpost thousands of years ago to the sprawling capital of the world that the City of Gates is today. The massive city is home to more than 70,000 people, stretches miles from end to end, and is the City of Gates for a reason. The large walls keep out invaders and keep the inhabitants safe, with gates leading from the exterior of the city into the bastion, the well-defended political center of the city. You guys see it momentarily rising up on the desert ridge behind. Thorin, you can almost see your house rising from the ridge district in the back. But you guys retire over to the aft section of the ship, head down on the lift, and make your way over to the gates. And we actually have some art that's been waiting to be shared with you from Sam of the Midnight Parliament's arrival in Busat.
Oh,
I can't see it.
I'm gonna send this over to our to
Ooh.
the lore channel as well, so you guys can enjoy it. But
That's
Sam,
beautiful.
Oh my god, that's so
Ah! That's so cool.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sam.
that's pretty.
Looks amazing.
oh my god.
it worked
Love
out
the
that you
detail
guys
too on the buildings and stuff. It's
you guys
really cool.
chose the residence docks because that's the only place you guys would have landed on a small ship like that, and you get unloaded on this vessel at the docks looking over the wharf district, and you can see the pillars of the bastion, this massive defended central district, and far behind it on the ridge, the northernmost district rising up the mountain slopes that lead into the deserts on the southern side of the Katala jungle. But yeah, absolutely amazing work from Sam. Again, thank you so much for doing this piece for us.
Thank you, Sam. Looks beautiful.
Sam!
That is so cool. Oh, I love it.
And we have one additional piece of art to share with you guys as we go into it live on the stream. I'm going to share it. It's going to take up all of our faces for a moment so everybody else can see, but the players get to enjoy this map that our very own Soren Nate made for us to go into the details of Busat. And I have to like move this around on stream so you guys can see the absolute amount of detail that went into this map.
Good soup. Good soup.
It's very large.
It is a very big map that has taken a lot of time to split into all the multiple districts, but this is the overhead map of Busat, the city of Gates, that you guys can see on stream now. And we'll actually drop a piece of this or drop this whole thing into the world as well. So there's a couple ones we're going to look at too. You also guys get to take a look at the labeled map. So for all of our people that are their first time getting to see Busat, and I think that's most of you guys too, you guys got a quick sneak peek of today's stream. Busat is the capital of Cyorion. This is the largest city in the world and is the diplomatic center of the world. But just really quickly, so everybody understands what we're referencing, there are some major districts in Busat. There's the Wharf District where we're landing now. Pars Heath tends to be a little bit of the poorer, more squalid side of the city. The Ridge is kind of the middle class and artisans district up on the northern side of the city. There are some tinkerers and different groups that work in the Reloro district, which encompasses the area around the Bastion. And the Kizervexis Luminary Academy also is found in Reloro. And then the Silk Grove is kind of where the richer folk live and some of the dignitaries that work in the government sector in the center, which is the Bastion, which is even higher walls in the center for the defense of the city if necessary. Just so you guys know, when we're talking about it, you might not necessarily see the map on stream, but I did also want to zoom in really quick if I can here. We're going to try to do a super zoom. We're not going to say which school for privacy, but influence of the Kizervexis Luminary Academy did come from a real life school where one of our friends is attending.
Yes.
Just fun little tidbits all throughout this map. And again, thanks so much to Sam and to Nate for all the work getting Busat to a place where we can visualize it. It is gorgeous and try not to cry.
Amazeballs.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's really amazing.
Fantastic.
It was a ton of fun making it.
Gonna be a ton of fun playing it.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But with that, the first thing that you are greeted with is you all come off of one of the later ships that it looks like the locals are full coming from this direction, Soren. You expected to be dropped at the locals, but one of the larger ships of the Busat Navy picks you guys up. It loads up the last passengers, and you have to wait 2 or 3 lifts as it unloads people, because most of the local ferries are filled up and people are unloading over at the docks referred to as the locals. You guys get brought to Pelham's Walk, which is one of the more storied piers. We're just gonna unpause unless you guys run free. But as you guys are unloading, you see the deckhands as they bring the lines in and pull the ship into the port. The first thing that the sailors do as they step off is there's a wooden statue of this woman, and each of them walks up and runs a thumb under her eyes as they walk past and kind of unload the group of you off that. And I'm gonna ask for my first history check in Busat. Soren, roll a history check, see if you can remember the history of Pelham's Walk.
Don't fuck this up. All right, not bad. That is a 12 on the die, plus I think whatever my new modifier is for history. Is that right? Okay, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Good enough. You remember the story of the widow Marjorie Pelham, who would walk this pier for 13 years every morning until she died. Her husband was lost at sea, and a hand-carved and lacquered wood statue was erected at the end of the pier. And with the 20, you know that the reason that the weeping widow is cared for by these people is something. There was a mixture between the lacquer and the species of wood that was used that causes a lot of the crevices to seep a little bit, this lacquer and mixture of the sap inside the wood, but it really causes the wrinkles around her eyes to bleed, is what it looks like. And all the sailors stop and
go up and
they wipe away her tears and promise to stay safe at sea when they come into Pelham's Walk.
Oh.
And it is a tradition for anybody that is a resident of Busat coming into Pelham's Walk to walk up and wipe off those tears. Whether you're coming or going, it's kind of a thing.
So
walking
Soren would have
backwards to
told
the rest of the
Sven.
group. Yes, play along, and I'll go up and wipe the tear off.
Turok follows, does the same, pretending he's done it many times before.
Spackle does too.
Spackle tries. It looks very cute when Spackle does it.
You mean horrifying? Because it's
Yeah, I know.
terrifying.
Spackle's cute.
He uses the term cute loosely, right?
You look back at Spackle and consider for a moment how horrifying that might be. And then you get a quick look at the docks and you see the multitude of homunculus, unseen servants, wizard familiars. There are Loxodon, Tuskers, Goliaths. Any race that could exist in this world is here working on this dock, and a whole menagerie of magical creatures. And you even spot one or two Yurig working these docks. Spackle is the last thing here that's out of place.
Sudden, terrifying realization. I want to look at everyone's hands.
Okay.
For gloves.
Not the parties, just everyone's. Anyone we
gloves.
pass.
Oh.
I need you to make
I
a
am like-
wisdom save.
Just fucking
The-
sentry
I
mode.
need you to make a wisdom save.
All right. 16.
Okay, so you don't take any psychic damage. It becomes a lot. A lot of people are moving around the docks wearing gloves. A lot of them are blackened from years of work on the seaside. But a lot of them, as you appear to inspect a little closer, are leather. Some of them have just blackened, sooty hands, and they're just carrying things with just their hands. Working these docks is a labor, and there are a ton of people here. And the reason you're rolling the wisdom save is because it became very, very overwhelming once you started to focus on that, and it got a little bad. Most of you have likely not stepped foot in a city like this in a long time. This is a huge culture shock to probably everybody except for Soren and Maximil, who grew up in major cities. The rest of you, this is very shocking. Even though you may have passed through Busat before, as you stopped briefly on your way to Maidatona, this is the first time you've come in off the docks. Last time you were kind of shuffled along like cattle through the check-in and made your way through to another transport that took you guys up to Maidatona. This place is a lot to take in. But at the end of the pier, kind of in line with where you are, there's a harbor master that's dressed up in the colors of Busat, which looks like a yellow sand dune with a bright golden sun behind it and a sea of blue in front and then green lush behind it. Soren, you recognize the symbol of Busat easily. But the pieces represent the sun, sea, sand, and jungle. All parts that make Busat and all parts that make the world come together in this gorgeous large place. There's an official at the end of the docks checking papers and letting people pass. And you guys are lined up in line, and people are piling out behind you, wiping the tears away from the Widow's Walk and getting in line and kind of shoving you guys down the pier. There's not really room for class and decorum as people are wanting to get back home in the city. They live here. They want to get back into the city. What are you guys doing?
Getting in the line.
I guess we'll go through the line and then discuss what we're going to do once we get through that. So.
I'm getting lost in the crowd.
No, he's not.
It's not on purpose.
Okay, then Max is going to stick next to him and just like grab his arm, look at him and be like, hey, no funny business. And also, if you need any help, we're here. All right?
There's too many people.
Just keep your
It's not
eyes.
so bad once you actually get used to it.
No.
Just keep look down. Just look down. If you can, look into your cloak. All right? And we're right here. And just think that it's just us, and don't worry about all the people, because it's really not that many people. And you don't need to worry. And there's fresh air so you can breathe.
You take a big whiff and you can smell all the cattle coming off of the ships making their way to the wharf stables, and it's pretty pungent near here. Not to mention, all the fish smells, the old fish that have been thrown out, the fresh fish that's been caught but is being butchered near the wharfs. It's a little stinky right here.
Prestidigitation like a clear. I make Jaeger's like.
Are you
facial hair?
prestidigitating Vaseline under his nose?
Basically, yes. I'm prestidigitating his beard to smell like an open field.
Suddenly it smells like springtime flowers.
You see Jaeger's crying.
Oh boy. Oh.
Way to
boy.
go, Max.
There's too many hands.
Sorry, I won't touch.
No.
Nope. Okay. Oh, you're looking.
Most
They
of the hands are more afraid of you than you are of them.
the silk can be anywhere.
The soap?
Silk.
Silk. That makes a lot more sense. All right, just
I mean, I could go around cutting hands off, but I don't think that's a good way to start the first impressions in the city.
no. It's a lot.
Please
It's a
don't.
lot. Just try to breathe and worry about getting into the city, and then we can worry about finding people. All right? And Max is like going to get under the hood, so they have clear eye contact with each other, and she's going to be like, "All right, it's a lot. I know it's a lot, and I know you're really worried. But one step at a time. Don't worry about hands right now. Don't worry about gloves right now. Worry about getting accustomed to your surroundings and your environment, and then you'll be better. So just let's get through this, all right?"
You hear a shout from the dock. Where do you want this shipment of black silk from Lexi's Weavers dropped at? And someone drops a box and a bolt of black silk falls out, and they kind of shuffle back in. Oh no, that one goes to the warehouse 14. And he's like, okay, and locks it on, picks it back up, and keeps walking.
Lots of
20
people wear
perception.
black silk.
What was that, Jaeger?
20 passive perception.
Yeah, it's just bolts of black silk, and it's got a label on it from some Weaver's Guild. It says in small letters, your DM is a douchebag underneath it.
I need to get off this dock.
Yep, that's what
Luckily,
we're...
that is happening very quickly, as next in line is whoever's at the front. I just dropped you guys on the pier. You guys can order yourselves for however you came off first, and I think Soren was definitely at the front.
Last.
Max was
It
chatting.
still hasn't loaded for me. It's probably not going to.
That's fine. So we got Jaeger's at the back with Maximil, Tarak and Doran in the middle, and Botrin right behind Soren. Sounds good. Sounds good. Excuse me. Sounds like hiccups. All right. You guys make your way down the dock, and Soren, Yeah, gentleman at the end is like, papers, please.
Morning.
Morning.
Hand him the paper.
Okay. All right, you're good to go. And hands it back to you.
Thank you.
Next,
Get out there.
Botrin. He's expects your papers next.
Papers.
All right. Interesting. Okay, yep, you're good to go. And just quickly signs off on it. Hands him to next, who's Doran is up next.
Yeah.
Morning.
Morning. Hand over my papers.
That's a unique accent. I don't hear many Dragonborn with that accent.
Oh, it's been only a short time since I've left the homeland.
Homeland? We got like 4 Dragonborn friends from Utansia who don't talk like that.
Oh, well, I don't know what to do. Panicking a little.
Max.
How long have you...
Can Max come up?
Sure, yeah, you see Doran kind of panicking at the front of the line there.
Hey, I'm sorry. He's a recent immigrant, and he's trying to fit in a little better. So he's trying to imitate the Busat accent, but it's just winding up a little strangely. I'm really sorry about that.
Oh, you can make a deception check.
Okay, it's a good thing.
Okay.
I have.
Thank God you're a bard.
Good thing I'm proficient in it now.
Yeah, I hope it's really good.
How does a 19 get me?
It doesn't beat a natural 20 with a +6 to insight.
My boon.
Yes, you boon. I take the boon, and I take the boon. Okay.
You got a 26 as your DC here.
Oh no.
24. Am I allowed?
If,
You have inspiration.
if you remember
You have
right,
inspiration.
everybody in this game had inspiration to start this game.
Fuck yeah. Okay. Come on. Do better. Do better. Do mother hecking better.
I can never say a bad word. Oh no.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Sarah looks
Okay.
sad.
Oh.
How about can I use my sorcery point to re-roll?
Oh yeah.
Does
Yes,
this
you
man
can.
have like a stack of these papers and stuff next to him?
He's got a bag that he keeps putting. He checks them and hands them back to you. They're not something he keeps, but he's got a satchel on.
Is there any way that Spackle can like pull those papers out of his sack invisibly or cause a distraction to sort of like avoid this situation?
Yeah, you could certainly try, but Max,
Am I allowed to use my sorcery point?
yes, you can. You can
Okay.
use 1 sorcery point for it, or whatever your sorcery point is. It
Yep.
however many it is.
Okay, that is a little better. Holy God, mother heck. Okay.
Please.
So I can't use the boon on this one, right?
Well, the boon just applies. You get to re-roll the d20. So.
Oh,
What
so
was-
the boon automatically applies
Yep.
to the roll?
Yep.
Okay, so I rolled a 5 on the boon. So that gets me up to 21 plus my 9 gives me a 30. How's that?
That beats it.
Pulling out all the stops. God damn.
As
Oh.
Spackle like grabs this guy's bag and upends it.
Well, I mean, I was going to do that if she didn't succeed, but
Oh, that's what Spackle said was Spackle was doing. So Spackle's doing that. Like, you don't know whether or not she succeeded. You just said Spackle's doing stuff. Bag gets upended and then he's like, all right, hold it. And he pulls out a wand and he holds it to Doran and he looks down at the bag and he's like, I need some help. And then 4 more of the pier guards walk up to him and he's like, okay, something's going on. I'm trying to read this and my bag just flipped. And they're like, listen, y'all, we've got cantrip wizards on staff. We can come over here and check and see if anything was cast and if people are doing some weird stuff. But listen, we're just trying to check papers. We don't need anybody sneaking in and doing things. If you need to go through the harbor master's office and you got off on the wrong boat and that's what you want to say, we'll just help you out over there. Or we can just get back to the matter at hand and no more funny business. And you hear people yelling in the back, "Come on, just let us through."
Of course. Maybe it was just the wind.
The wind doesn't upend a bag like this, miss. And he's like
I
down
don't
there
know much
picking
about
things up
magic.
and putting.
I don't know much about magic. I'm sorry.
Make a deception check as he's putting stuff into a bag of holding that you just kind of
Again?
upended.
To be fair, I don't know a lot about magic. It's all inherent.
You can make a deception check with advantage, and he's rolling insight check again to see how well he did. Oh well, this dice went from a natural 20 to a natural 1.
Down the pier.
How about a natural 20?
Yeah,
Yes.
I went from a 20 to a 1, and he's like, "It's all right. It happens. Some kid could just be playing a prank." And he kind of gets it all set back up, and he quickly looks at Doran's sheet again, but just looks at it for the sake of looking at it to say he did, and goes, "Okay, you're good to go." And hands it off.
Thanks, thank you very much.
Right.
Walks off.
And I guess you need mine too here.
As he's checking yours, Doran, one of the other guards get back to work, and you see the Dragonborn lean in, and he goes, "Listen, brother, you have to ditch the old accent when you're living in Busat. We're not safe here." And he stands back and he's like, "Yeah, just take it easy, folks. We'll see you later." And goes walking down the harbor.
I will attempt that. Thank you for the advice.
Max Bill,
It's
he
a vise.
just looks at your paper, signs off, and sends it on your way. As well as Botrin, he comments, he goes, "Oh, you're traveling with a relative there. It's good to see you. Welcome." And Tarak takes yours, and everybody gets through just fine. You guys are free to move to the Wharf District. Remember, all you got to do is move up next to the little icon there and click on it, and bloop, you'll go to the Wharf District. And then I will do that for Soren as well.
I'm stuck in the water. I can't move. I'm dead.
There's
I'm
literally
stuck
no
loading
walls.
navigation 99%.
I'm not sure why you can't move. The game is unpaused, and you guys should be able to travel around.
Oh,
No.
Yeah,
It
I
says
can't move
combat.
either. Yeah, it says combat.
Yeah, there's a combat in action going on.
What?
it's not my turn.
And what have you done to us? Oh yeah, because it's still the combat of Jaeger and Doran from when
Oh, good lord.
the fighting in the streets happened.
Oh, good
Yeah.
lord. Okay, that's done. Combat is over. You guys should be free to do whatever you need to do now.
Okay, yep, there we go.
Whee!
And I will pull Botcher into this scene so he can move around as well. But you guys are free to explore the west docks. You guys come out near one of the a couple of the buildings that mostly on this side of the wharf. What you're looking at are warehouses, fisheries. The term is escaping me right now. A person who repairs nets, but anything to do with, like, this is the Locals is the name of the dock to the west of you that normally you would unload off of, and this is where all the local fishermen work out of. This is where a lot of the local stuff happens for moving trade into the city that's going to stay here and is not being stored in a warehouse. So a lot of the warehouses in this area, a Thatcher, thank you. A lot of the warehouses in this area have to do with people who live in the city, and there's a lot of things right in here, like a shipyard to repair ships, thatchers to work on nets, fishmongers that will help you, like that there's places that will clean and butcher your fish for you, and so you can get back to living your life. And north of you a little further, you can hear the din of the wharf's market square, and you can kind of see through some of the buildings as you look around them. Most of the people are moving to the market square, where there's a few of the taverns of the wharf readily available, as well as most of the merchants will set up here that are traveling through the city as a large open space. But you guys are kind of free to go where you like. This is a big city, so feel free to go wherever.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, do we want to establish separate domestic or domiciles for each of us so that we can spread out to see if we can find information about this blind prophet, or is there more of a concrete plan as far as that's concerned?
I think the plan was we were going to meet up with Gilla and they were going to direct us from there. but I did have written down in my like to-do list notes, scout out around the church and see if there's any trails that we could follow from there, like anyone leading off into a specific direction or anything like that.
You do know, Soren, one of the nicer places in the market square and the wharf, the Sapphire Vulture is a tavern that's really close by, that if you wanted to kind of get your bearings and have a place where it's noisy enough that your conversation's not going to be overheard, that's a good place to stop, especially in the wharf district. You don't come down here too much, but when you came down to party, it happened late night at the Sapphire Vulture.
I was young. All right. So I guess I'll explain that to the group and then ask if we want to head that direction.
Yeah, I think that sounds all right. There's a lot to plan out.
Indeed. You said Sapphire Vulture?
Yep, I'm going to mark it on your map for you now, so you'll see it. Shop. Getting some things pulled over for you. Yeah, it's a. You might not know as much about the history of it, but I'm gonna actually. Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna mark some of this stuff as secret just in case. I don't want to give you guys all the details right away. Boom. We're gonna get really good at this as we start showing a bunch of stuff off in the market. Moving through the market at this time of day, it's early enough in the morning that you guys are coming through and it is absolutely packed. This place is pop-up stall heaven. There are a lot of different merchants just set up out here from Najim Bin that have been transporting goods, people who are about to go to Najim Bin tomorrow, and they're trying to unload the last of their stuff. This place is filled with merchants in this big cobblestone market area that's surrounding a large tree that's set up in the center of this desert. A lot of the architecture you've seen so far is sandstone. It's beautifully decorated with banners, but there's not a lot of greenery. This is one of the few places that has a really nice bit of greenery built up around this tree is this market. And there's children sitting underneath the shade of this massive fig tree, and they're enjoying snacks and fresh food. And there's a lot of like fresh food vendors, but at the back, underneath the walls of the bastion, is the Sapphire Vulture, a tavern that's accommodates for outside seating, has plenty of rooms available, and the people are already filling up the tables outside. So if you guys are going to want to get in there, you're going to want to get in there pretty early to make sure you get a seat. Otherwise, it gets busy.
Mm-hmm.
Did you by chance want to put up the
In the
map
candy
view?
store.
What's that?
Did you want to put up the map view or the map scene for stream? Do you have that?
Somebody was borrowing the stream account, so I couldn't quite do that. I can
Oops.
I can definitely show it off here. It would just be the let me do that. Let's do, because then everybody could see it. Let me do the battle scene. Hope everybody's in the right spot. We're not going into battle. Everybody's in the right spot. Perfect. Hide this. See if I can just add a browser capture. Nope. Sorry, stream. I want to make sure you guys can see this. Josh makes a good point, so.
No.
There it is. We're going to trim down a bit of what the stream can see here. Make it a little bit. There. We'll do that. Okay. Now the stream can actually see it. Boom. So yeah, this is our the market square that we were just describing with the large tree in the middle. This has got, you know, the densely packed cobblestone streets, lots of pop-up shops, various buskers, and people are out here entertaining. Soren notes pretty early on too, and knows here you see a lot of the. Oh, he's talking to somebody, so we'll come back to him. The rest of you, there's a lot of entertaining games as you kind of come through this area. You know, 3-card money, there's people juggling, there's tarot card readers, fortune tellers. There's a lot of stuff happening here, and a lot of people are moving through here. But just quick insight check from most of the party. I think you guys all have pretty decent insight. Nope. Soren can tell, and Tarak can tell that a lot of these things are cheap novelty knockoffs, but the rest of you guys are getting a little sold on all these cool like banners and pinwheels and whistle toys, and there's little like popping party gags and things like that that are available for sale here. And you guys can choose whether or not you get bought out of, you know, about 3 or 4 silver worth of like little fun party gifts as you make your way back to the Sapphire Vulture or not. Tarak and Soren can see right through the BS, but the rest of you, it's up to you whether or not you're getting had while you're here.
You said there was like a tarot reading?
Yes, there is tarot card reading.
Max would absolutely do that.
Of course you would.
I think Botron would buy stuff for Spackle.
Oh.
So Spackle is very quickly goes from Spackle Ghost Child floating around to Spackle that's got a pinwheel and a party hat, and then like a little clacker that like makes drum noises, and has just got a like tweety whistle thing that just blows out, and it's like a little party favor, and is adorned in fun things. And Botron, you're out about 3 silver at this point. Okay. Yeah, making me.
Sorry, I'm back. They were doing a health and safety announcement.
Oh, not a problem.
I heard stuff about how we walked into the tavern and there was like buskers and a tarot reading and toy sellers or something like that.
Yep.
Spackle has new toys.
Spackle is covered in toys. The rest of you and Tarak realize how cheap and swindly most of this stuff is, but it is basically this market stall party atmosphere. And Botron gets had almost immediately for Spackle buying Spackle a whole bunch of goodies. And then Doran and Jaeger, it's up to you whether or not you guys indulge and buy a bunch of stuff.
Jaeger will just squeeze like Max's wrist as she's like walking away.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna go get a drink in there. I think that's where we're gonna meet up.
Yeah, but you can stay with me if you'd like, or if you want, I don't have to go do that really fun looking tarot card reading thing.
No. Enjoy. I'm gonna go get a drink. I need to get off the streets.
Miss the cards are ready for you.
Oh boy, they are.
Have fun. And I'll just go to them.
Try to. You do. You try to. That's what I was trying to say. I'm sorry.
So it is a gold to have your tarot read at this vendor who promises the best fortunes read in the city. The most accurate tarot reading.
Can I offer him 5 silver and I'll give him 1 in return?
He considers for a moment. How about I bring the price down to 7 silver for a lady of such class and nobility? You carry yourself in a regal manner, miss.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean, but thank you for saying that about me. Okay, here's 7 silver.
Begins to flip the tarot cards over, and the first one that comes over, the 9 of Pentacles reversed. This does not bode well for you, my dear. You find yourself anxious and worried about the future, that there will be no joy in your life. But don't worry. Maybe the fates will be kind to you, and flips over the next card. Oh, dear. Looks down There will be no liberation on this path for you, since the judgment reversed. There's no salvation. And I don't know what you're trying to do, but you are certainly making somebody upset. However, you did make the right choice in coming here, it seems, as he flips over the Page of Wands upright. New opportunities, exciting new opportunities for you. Coming to Busat was clearly the right choice for you, my dear. You have many exciting and fun opportunities ahead. But when they flips over the Wheel of Fortune reversed, the wheel in the sky says, you have a destructive moment ahead. I hope that you can find a way to stop that destruction before it harms us all. No, I'm sure you'll be fine. No, you seem quite capable. Again, new exciting opportunities, and points back to the other one. And like, trust me. And I can see why you're so worried as the Knight of Wands comes out upright. You're brave, impulsive, and fierce and fiery, but most of all, impatient. Your opportunities will present themselves, my dear. Please, learn some patience and destruction will not come to you.
Wow, you're very wise.
Thank you, I try.
Yes. Here's your 7 silver. That was a very interesting reading. You're very good at your craft.
Soren, you're pretty sure you've seen this half-elf that's doing tarot before. That used to do the balls and cups gag.
Okay.
Tarak leans over. He says,
Do I know his name?
What'd you say, Tarak?
He
go
was
ahead.
going to lean over to Soren and say, well, usually they're swindling, but this one seems like they really knew what they were talking about. I was impressed.
Staring at him, like trying to get a read on the guy. I know the face. I'm trying to remember what his deal is. Do I know anything else about this guy?
Just make a history.
Is he full of
check.
shit, or does he know who she is? Or
Make a history check to see if you know who this guy is.
Natural 20 plus 8
Oh,
Wow.
dang.
Hell yeah.
on the most useless shit.
Yeah, you definitely remember who this guy is. So this oh crap, wrong button. Sorry. This is Urson Ashen. Urson was a young half elf last time you had seen him, probably 15 years ago. Was born long after you guys came back home, long after you were freed. So knows nothing of the life that you endured, but someone who grew up on the streets of Busat and just fell in with the wrong crowd. Probably has no idea who Maximiel actually is, but knows how to read people incredibly well and sell them on something interesting.
Okay, so no magic to it, just crowd work, basically.
Yeah, really good at crowd work. And probably just completely played Max's emotions to something that would be worth the 7 silver.
Got it. It's just back to Tarak. Oh, I didn't recognize him at first, but yes, I do remember him. He was much younger last I saw him. God.
He must be a student of the craft.
No, rather the craft of watching people.
Oh, is that all it was?
Strict observant. That's why he makes the good money.
Wow.
Max, darling. Just before he takes any more of her money, just come on.
Okay. He was really good. I think he really knew the future. I was he was on almost Bryndoinum level of shit. That was really good.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I was quite impressed with him as well.
A little below God level,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah. Someone seems to think that he
Careful,
is.
she might be listening.
I don't know.
No, I mean, I absolutely think she's way better and cooler, but I just had to say that he was he was as close a second as one can come to the epicness of Brundoinum, and she kind of like speaks into the palm of her hand.
Yeah. Indeed, yeah. I think you're mistaken. You must be thinking of somebody else. I think this person is the real deal.
I'm gonna like wave my hands about as if I'm trying to cast a spell, like as if I was gonna cast detect magic, and then like, my God, you're right. He's blindingly magical. Oh, I can't.
See, I told you.
We told you.
I told you. Maybe I should do it too. Maybe he'll. No, well, I know we have other things to do. Okay. Maybe I can come back here and see if he can offer.
He'll be here.
To maybe Tona. Oh, good. Very well.
Botrin and Doran, did you guys, after collecting your favors, Botrin, for Spackle, which it's nice to see that in a city where the Kizarvexis Luminary Academy exists, where magic is at the forefront of what a lot of what goes on here, there is all manner of familiars out. Imps, spectral cats, there's mephits, there's little devils that are doing tricks for people and performing. Spackle doesn't stand out at all, and Spackle is adorned in toys and just having the time of their life following around behind you. What are you
Toys
in
with afterlife might be of help later on.
Yeah, maybe. Doran, what are you and Botchard up to as Jaeger ducks into the Sapphire Vulture, and Soren is apparently gaming Tarak and Maximiel along with this half elf.
Doran would have probably actually followed Jaeger into the bar.
Okay. Oh, the two of you then come into the Sapphire Vulture, this massively busy tavern. On occasion, like, this place could be described as calm, but as soon as lunch business starts to pick up, it pretty much is a dull roar all the way through, well past dinner service. It's a fairly nice place to visit. The tavern's got a very warm and welcoming atmosphere. The people that own it are talking amongst the patrons that are there. The bartender is a very attractive female gnome who's dressed in a corset and these like strapped leather pants and is working incredibly hard behind the bar, and she's got a couple other like bar runners with her, but she runs the show here. It's very clear they hired the right person. She's got like this coppery skin and loose long turquoise hair, and physically she just looks like she might give Doran a run for her money, or for his money, even though she's, you know, about 2.5, 3 foot tall. But there are menus floating around, and as soon as you guys come in, some of the bar wenches that go by, the few people that are serving out on the floor, just look at you and they're like, find a seat if you can get one, and we'll swing by in a minute.
I look for a table big enough for all of us.
A lot of family style seating, like longer tables in here with just like groups of chairs that are open. And there's a long table that near the back of the tavern, like past the bar where there's just more open seating. There's probably a dozen chairs scattered between people that you guys may be able to convince some folks to scooch and give you room for your party to sit together.
Yeah, we'll head to I'll head to those tables and I'll start, you know, politely asking people to move.
There, you said there is a table for us to just sit at?
You got to move a few people out of the way to get them all together. Okay, yeah, they're not stupid enough. They rolled, and they rolled not stupid on their stupid check. They kind of get a glance at you and they're like, oh yeah, sure, bud, yeah, give me just a second. They like pick up their lunch and they move down the bar or the table a little bit. And then
I appreciate it.
Why are you talking so weird?
He's trying to work on his. It's fine. We're all. We're fine here.
Are you sure
Thank
you need
for
a drink?
Moving. I am sure.
Thank you for music.
I don't know why I turned Swedish when I'm doing this voice, but here we go.
He tosses a couple of the menus down and they scatter in front of you guys. There's a drink menu and a food menu. Besides Sora, none of you have really like stayed in the city. Did Doran ever spend time staying in the city here, you think?
He may have visited once or twice while on the merchant trading vessel he was serving on. But he probably would have kept to like the staying on the ship.
And Max, if you had stayed before, it would have been with the dignitaries and the nobility.
Max stayed before when she first left her home. She did research in the libraries.
Okay, so you would have been up by the academy, which is still more like student housing and stuff anyways. So you would have been exposed. There is a even worse than ever before. There is a bevy of food and drink that is available in the city that is just rude from your DM at the end of the game as usual. But you on the drinks list, you have a selection of like 4 different wines, 5 different lagers and ales, a bunch of different liquor. And then for food, there's starters like deep fried sweet potato wedges, crammed green peppers, deep fried chicken strips on your soups and salads. There's beef chowders and a romaine salad in your entrees. They're serving today roasted rabbit, blackened beef, roast sausage, or grilled frog. And each of those do accompany with a description, of course. So, but there's, wine, beer, lager, liquor, all available for you, as well as plenty of food options. And all the prices seem to be a little bit more than you've spent before. Welcome to the big city.
Tourist prices.
Jaeger, did you happen to join Doran? As you
Seeing
guys all
that and remembering. Oh, go ahead.
I having like the PTSD moment and everything happening, walking into like everything is like cloudy for Jaeger, and he's just looking for a chair in the darkest back corner.
Doran gets you set up. He clears some people out of the dark back corner, and
I just sit in the chair. And it's like, I guess if Doran notices, it's just like defeat has now sunk in, and he's like just antsy, like legs will not stop bouncing incredibly quickly, and he's just on edge.
Doran's gonna look over the menu and find whatever the strongest, like not shot, but like the strongest drink, strongest wine, strongest ale, whatever. And he's gonna order 2 of them.
well, they've got the exhausted bullet stout. Bullet as in the creature, a bullet. That's a 7% ABV stout. That's local. And then they've got, various different liquors available. A couple of them that are locally made, a couple that are imported. And they've also got a house whiskey. You can either get bottles, or you can get gallons of like the stouts and alcohols or the beers, or you can just get a bottle of wine.
He's gonna go for the bottle of whiskey and a couple of glasses.
Okay. So that's going to run you a gold and 2 silver of their house-made rye whiskey. And kind of one of the bartender, or not the bartenders, but the bar wenches stops by, quickly gets your drink order, and she like looks at the people that moved, and she's like, "You guys got a big group coming in?"
They're outside. We're just waiting for them to come in.
They better get in here quick. This place fills up. And almost on command, you see Spackle and Botrin in the background of the doorway, got to figure out where people are at, and Soren, Maximiel, and Tarak are standing just inside, talking excitedly about how magical somebody was. You can kind of hear them over the din of the crowd. But
is there an apothecary in the market square area?
Oh yeah, there's a couple people selling herbs, selling poultices. Like there's actual medical apothecaries that are available just in this market area, as well as people that are herbologists or herbologists selling different things from the local area, as well as a couple that are imported from far off.
I'm gonna see if I can get some sort of like sedative for Jaeger. Try to help him deal with his PTSD here.
Make an investigation check. Just see how lucky you are shopping around, see what you can find.
That's a 9, I think, or 11. 11. Yeah.
11's good enough. There is a type of tobacco that's just called heel chaw. That's really got it's got a calming effect to it, but it's it's got not really just like packed full of nicotine or anything that makes you antsy. But it's the chew that you kind of put in and you just like gnaw on a little bit. That's made of like a mixture of tobacco and herbs that has some calming effects. For a pouch of this stuff that's got 10 uses, it'll cost you 6 silver.
I purchased that. And then bring it over to the table.
Okay. The rest of you guys kind of lock eyes in the Sapphire Vulture and spot each other from across the tavern. There's seats over at the back. The food menu and drink menu is available to anybody who wishes to procure something additional, but you guys got a dull roar of people kind of deafening out the noise that you make from your hushed conversation at the end of this long table. And Soren, wouldn't you know it, feeling comfortable back in the big city, knowing that no one gives a shit about what you're talking about in this big place.
Home.
I slide the tobacco over to Bottom. To Jaeger. This should take the edge off.
His eyes don't leave the entry door.
You're not doing well, are you?
Nope.
Right. Well, we're here. Hard part's over.
I think one of the first things we should probably do is establish housing, base of operations, something.
Indeed. Would I know of a place probably like closer to my residence that would ideally be like cheaper? Because knowing this place is expensive, probably not ideal to set up a base at if we're going to be staying here a while.
Pars Heath is going to be the cheapest. Reloro tends to be a little more expensive, but like Maximil would blend in there pretty well. Just because school housing and things like that. The rest of the crew would do really well up in the Ridge. It's middle to middle lower class, and there's plenty of other places up there that would work for either homes for rent or people could rent rooms. A lot of people in the city will sell or will rent a room out to somebody. It's just going and checking the notice boards in the district and seeing what you see.
Okay.
I think.
All right. So yes, setting some sort of base.
Yeah. And what about lodging? I think it might be good for us to be close together.
My thought is, I still have 40 platinum I am sitting on. I know that's not quite enough to buy a place, I don't think, but it would certainly help rent a place for quite a while. If there is a place big enough for all of us, of course.
Well, we can check the market boards, wanted posters, things of that sort. If there is likely to be one, then they will be posted there. We know we are investigating this church. They are up near the ridge, so probably close vicinity.
It would make for easy reconnaissance, but then I am worried about if we are ever followed or found out.
That's fair.
Which is why I was wondering if we should have separate residences rather than just all of us in one place.
But that means that even if we do get followed back, then that'll put the person that gets followed back at also
Yes,
a greater
I don't think
danger.
separating is a very good idea. I think that is more opportunity for our enemies.
Yeah.
I agree.
It was me being the only one to communicate long distances.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would suggest we go to the embassy, but that probably wouldn't go well for me because, if Katya weren't in shambles being run by a changeling, we'd be fine. But
I don't think we should advertise that you're here.
yeah,
no.
I mean, if we want to stay very off the radar, I do own a, admittedly now on hiatus, magical workshop not too far from my home. I haven't left anyone in charge, but I do still own the building. Big enough to fit all of us. It's just, a bit run down and there's no amenities.
Well, we have certainly dealt with worse. I think that is a splendid idea, and thank you for offering. We can at least
long as
check it
we
out.
We can convert it into, livable space. It should be fine. If
Oh,
need be,
yeah.
I mean, we can just go buy
Sleeping
furniture.
bags,
and put
things,
in it.
that's all, yes.
I was thinking buying actual beds, but
All that.
Well, actually, don't we just need a wall?
we can only do that once every 3 days.
Cool.
Yes.
Because I was also thinking that, but
that actually may be the answer.
God
to
knows where he
problem.
is now.
Well, it would be a good way to escape trouble should we end up finding ourselves being
Yes.
tracked by.
Very true.
but there's only one mob.
Well,
Yes.
So that makes sense. If we're all together, we can come back to this meeting point,
Right.
your warehouse, vanish, and
Yes.
hope for the best when we come back.
It's not a bad idea. All right, well, do we want to stay here for lunch or do we want to just head up there? It's a good walk across the city.
We should
Well-
head out.
How's Jaeger look?
He is
I
not like moved. He's watching the door and he's
I
just not even listening.
If he's not going to resist, I can try to charm him to get him from here to where we're going. Would that sort of like relieve him of his paranoid overwatch?
Soren, you also know that this is one of the busiest places when Najim Bin stops by. This place is jam-packed with people because the city is loading and unloading for the next day. It is best to get the hell out of this district.
Yeah.
Because there's
Parag looks at Diego too, and he says, "Oh, I think the sooner we get him out of here, the less likely something is going to happen."
All right, let's.
They're very unlikely
Come
to
on,
find this many people up by the ridge.
Yes. Take us home, Magic Man.
Let's be back. All right, come on.
okay. Well, in that case,
Jaeger doesn't get up.
Max stays with Jaeger. Come on. Does he react to me waving my hand in front of his face? Huh?
Just like looks around it.
Okay. We're leaving. We're going to a slower place. All right. We're going to somewhere that we can recuperate. All right. Can you at least stand up? Can you do that?
He doesn't like respond at all.
Oh, God.
Look, we're trying to help you, but you need to cooperate. We're trying to get you somewhere more pleasant.
I will carry you. I will not hesitate.
Can
All right,
Max-
I'm gonna try and pick him up.
Before that happens, Max is gonna put a hand on Jaeger, make sure that they are.
Immediate. Goes for his gun and like
Hey, it's just me. Look at me. You can get through this, and we're going to get through this together, all right? And she's going to give him bardic inspiration
oh yeah,
to try and help break him out of his funk. So if there's like a save that needs to be done for that, you have a D6 or something if you want to try to use it. So, but she's using her words to try and inspire. Come on.
He like recoils and like gets back in the seat. Why are you all standing? I thought we were eating here.
We are leaving to somewhere.
You were
less
gone for a bit.
crowded.
Yes.
All right. Kind of just gets up.
Use that tobacco, buddy. Use that tobacco.
All right.
You've had Heal Chow before. It's got calming effects. You've used it a couple times when you've been nervous about stuff, so it's not new to you. It's just smokeless tobacco.
I'll get up and light it in the bar and just waft everyone, like just
It's like a chew.
completely out of it.
It's a chew. Are you lighting a chew?
No.
It's like a moist chew type thing. Not
Yeah,
a.
I'll try and like just. Well, if it's a chew, and I would know it's
Yeah.
like tobacco. I mean, I guess I could light it, but
Yeah,
I'm not
smokeless
that out
being
of it
like
if
you
it's
would
just-
take a dip of it and just
if
chew
it's a
on
dip.
it.
Yeah. I'll just take a huge chunk.
Light
of
it anyway.
Light it on fire.
and light it on fire.
All right. Well, if that is the case, then you guys get grouped up with Soren. I'm gonna take you giant people. Why are you guys so giant here? I will fix your scale another time because you are pretty giant. So big. But you guys go with Soren.
I crush buildings with my massive feet.
This is just a navigation screen. This is not your true size.
Attack of the 50-foot parliament.
Bum, 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 bum.
And you guys head over. You guys head over to the ridge. It's a bit of a walk. Takes you guys a good 15 to 20 minutes to walk through the city and the winding streets. You make your way through West Reloro, which is you see shops and different houses all along the way. You see a couple interesting things. You guys are around the time you're over there in West Reloro. You make your way past Letio Fair's school for children, which is in an afternoon recess, and there's for a moment, as things are calming down up here, there's a brief moment of panic as you guys watch as about 180 children, 12 and under, are out running and screaming and playing in the streets in the park nearby. Letio Fair's school for children, and you guys get concerned at Jaeger for a moment, but Jaeger, kids don't bug you as much as just regular crowds, right?
It's actually he stops and like actually watches the children.
The kids play for a little while outside as you guys are making your way through, but you guys tug on Jaeger to keep moving north. And eventually you make your way up around Reloro to the ridge. This little bit up an uphill walk, but not too bad. There's a gentle slope, and these houses are built more onto the rising areas. You're taken down a street that you recognize briefly. As you're passing down the main drag between Pars Heath North and the ridge, you spot a little vacant for sale sign, and you recognize the street outside of what used to be Morefellows Traveling Goods, where it had set up shop on that street. And you see the little vacant spot where the shop used to be.
Now.
Now there's a building there that just nothing's there.
It ate the shop.
And it clicks for a moment as you guys walk by. You're like, that's the street we were on. And then sure enough, you make your way over to the ridge. And we'll close today with Soren. Can you give us a description of the gilded page as you guys round the corner to see your block?
Well, I would lead them. I wouldn't lead them to the page first.
Okay.
I would take them to the arcanery.
Okay. So nestled in the
So we
corner
would
of these
pass by
buildings.
the gilded page. Yeah. So you kind of go down this kind of alleyway a little bit, and at the end, there's a kind of rundown little brick building with in the window in like very elegant gold paint on the windows. It says Soren's Arcanery with a little book and the symbol of Busat and like the archway, the 7-pointed star above the door. And inside, it is a sizable but kind of, albeit run down and abandoned, cozy L-shaped study hall that is fitted with a kind of windowed corner nook for reading, a pretty decent sized library with 3 separate bookshelves of kind of just basic tomes on arcane theory and history and spell formulas, all for students. And then towards the back is an open recessed floor, just dirt, that kind of descends down from the wood steps of just sand with straw man targets for advanced students to practice aim and offensive spells. One of them has its head completely singed off, and there is a scorched dent mark on the wall behind it. And then there's a kind of a little storage space further beyond that that's like supplies and additional straw people. And then there's also towards the entrance a staircase that leads up to a kind of open air loft area. There's an undressed bed frame, an old dusty desk, a leather chair, and a floor-to-ceiling window that looks out to the neighboring building to the south. You can see the Rolaro and Pars Heath in the distance. There's a small fireplace. It has been cleaned, but there are now cobwebs, so there's no soot. And the whole building just smells prominently of dust and old books, but like in a good way. You kind of enter in, just welcome home.
And that's where we're going to go ahead and end tonight's stream. So,
Yeah.
welcome everybody. Again, I'm going to send the art up again because I have to, but it's at the arrival in Busat art that's all messed up now because I've like messed with things and moved it around some. I'll shrink it and get back down here so we can actually see it. But again, Sam and Nate, thanks for all your hard work getting the art and map for Busat put together in preparation for today. It is amazing and we love it. Please join us in Discord if you haven't already so you can see all this amazing artwork as it comes out live. Fantastic to be back with you guys. Just so you all know, for our holiday schedule, we do have a special holiday one-shot coming up that I will not be the DM for. One of these fine folks will be the DM for. We're going to keep that a secret until go time. So somebody's going to be doing that. And then also for the around the new year, we're going to have a special one shot that I'm going to run where we're going to do a noir detective one shot for the new year. And that's going to be a fun one. And for that, because he said he loved noir so much, we got to get our detective's name, but David will be playing our noir detective, and the rest of us will be scallywags and scoundrels in the city. So we got a couple fun holiday one shots to look forward to. And then, you know, at some point I'm having a baby. So, well, not me, but my wife, you know, but at one of these days I'm going to be out of here for a week, at least, as we kind of get caught up with that. And we know the holiday season is going to be rough with scheduling. So we hope you guys check in when you can. And if we don't see you for the holidays, we hope you enjoy them and spend time with family and loved ones, because we love seeing you, but we know those people close to you are very important to your life. So please take the time with them. But it's a pleasure to have you here with us on Mondays. And I hope I speak for everyone when we say we love you very much, and we will see you guys next time. Have a good night.
Bye. Good night, everybody.